Welcome to this service for Harwich International. We will be calling at Shenfield, Chelmsford, Witham, Colchester, Manningtree and Harwich International.
Hello, you meet me very bright and early this Sunday morning on the 06:45 Greater Anglia service from London Liverpool Street to Harwich International. And I'm not going to Harwich International. I'm taking this to Manningtree, then changing to another train, then changing to another train, then finally changing to one other train to get me to my destination of Sheringham. And this is because the North Norfolk Railway, my favourite place on earth, is holding its 50th anniversary steam gala, and we are going there. It will be the last gala appearance for the 100-year-old 7F that they've got there as well. So overall, pretty good widespread of traction today. So I'm heading off to the North Norfolk Railway. Jack will be joining me a bit later. He's running about 2 hours behind me. And you might be wondering, why am I heading out this early? Because I'm not even going to make the first train. Well, I wouldn't have been able to stay overnight last night because I was at Destination Star Trek. So here's some pictures. Yeah, Destination, very good event. Star Trek's awesome. You should watch it. Anyway, I'm going to sleep because I haven't got any. So I'm going to sleep on this, and I'll see you at Manningtree. Right, and we've arrived in Colchester. I got some pretty good sleep on that train. Obviously I did change camera angles every now and then, but I got some pretty good sleep. 720s, not awful trains. My glasses are very wonky, I'll fix those later. So the next train is in just under 30 minutes. I think it's looking more towards 20 minutes now. And so I'm going to see if I can get something to eat to wake me up. And then our next train starts here and will take us to Ipswich. Right, see you there. And arriving into Ipswich, we are greeted with our chariot to Norwich, a Class 745-0 Flirt. Now this is a bit of a surprise for me. Wasn't expecting this. Last time I did the route, it was a 755. It was a 3-car 755. So it's kind of weird that it's a 745, but I'm not going to complain. I do have a first class open return today because I'm doing a first class review with Jack on the way back. And it's just cheaper to get first class open return, so I will take advantage of that. We're going to go sit in first class and enjoy the rest of the ride up to Norwich. into Norwich. The train back here brought us in bang on time. Greater Anglia has been very reliable today, as per usual. UK's most reliable train operator. Right, we've got about 20-minute wait for the train to Sheringham, so I think I'm going to take the opportunity to get a drink and then see what goes from there. And we are on the last National Rail train of the day. No, we're not, because I'm going back on National Rail. This bit of hair is going to be annoying me all day, but we're on the last National Rail train heading up anyway, and then we'll go on the steam trains. This is a 755-3 through to Sheringham, going all the way. It's a fast service, so it shouldn't take too long, and then we'll be in Sheringham. Should take just under an hour because it's the 09:45. We're due to get in at 10:37, so just under an hour journey time, which is, that's pretty good. It's a beautiful line, the Bittern line. So I'm gonna stop yapping and I'm gonna let you enjoy the views. Right, I will see you at Sheringham. and we're here. So, got Newstead back there, which recently escaped the scrapyard. We've got Wissington there, which is the smallest locomotive that the NNR owns and operates. So, with that being said, I am going to get on either one of these two trains, whichever one is going first, head down to Holt and back, and then meet Jack here, because he's due in about 2 hours. That gives me just enough time to head down to Holt and back, and then catch up with Jack. Right, see you there. That's Royal Norfolk Railway. Right. Let's watch this beauty out and then we'll go. Ah, so that's Hercules. So it's a GWR top and tail. That's nice. Right. And now it's off to Callingheath Holt. So not a massively long walk to Callingheath Holt, luckily. So we should be fine with it. I really want to get behind Hercules at some point. And we just follow this path down to Callingheath Holt. So through here is where I got this photo and this photo. There are the 7F. And generally along here, some really good enclaves which you can take some really nice photos in. See along here, just walk along here, and you get an amazing view. There's a little man-made entrance here, and I'll show you. I mean, just look at that. Look at that view across the line. It's beautiful. Here's another great spot. This one is like just actively made to be a great spot. I mean, just a look at it. Might have to come back here some point in the day. It's nice, you know, you're in forest and it sort of just opens up into this little thing. And then it goes straight back into forest. It's like this little just beam of open in, yeah. Don't know where I was going with that. A 15-minute walk roughly, that's including getting a shot of the train. See? Tiny station. And this is the shot. That was austerity number 18 coming through Kellingheath Halt. Time for a little description of Kellingheath Halt. As you can see, tiny station. I think it's one of, if not the smallest passenger serving station in Britain. Big sign for the station. More seating than you find at some mainline stations. More information than you find at some mainline stations. And looking at UTFL, more safety than you see at some mainline stations. So, you know, pretty good. And it should be Newstead coming back now, heading back towards Sheringham. And we'll hop on this and meet Jack at Sheringham.
Well, I was on it. On the stairs. On the stairs.
So, flirts, what do you think?
Shit.
Right, and Jack is here now. You've been following me around my escapades, but now I have a partner in crime. And behind us is quite a funny little train. We've got a Hansel Austerity, and behind it, running the tail, is a Hansel Austerity, kind of not really. It's a train that came before it.
And we're now not going on that.
We were going to go on that, but it turns out we're now not.
We're now not, because it's now going.
That
I
is.
really want to go in the box van on the back.
That's Whittington. Adorable little locomotive. It's tiny. It almost looks narrow gauge in comparison.
Yeah. And look at the formation. It's got a little itty bitty box van just hanging off the back of the Raker Mark ones.
Yep.
How?
So I think the next one to leave will be the Austerities. Then it should be the 7F coming back in.
Well, we'll see. We'll make a decision.
Yeah.
Right, so we're on a Mark 1 Suburban.
Yes. And we're heading to Weybourne. We're going to go to Weybourne and then we're going to circle back to Sheringham, because from Sheringham we're then getting on one of the main attractions of the day, a double header with the 7F and Hercules.
It's going to be very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're taking this, which is Austerity and Newstead to Weybourne. And then, if I'm thinking what the return will be, the return will probably be Bethnal Grange plus Hercules in top and tail, which will be really nice.
We're also going to talk about the fact that these Mark 1 Suburban seats are the most comfortable seat I've ever sat in my entire life. Look how standards have dropped. Show some of the padding in these seats. I mean,
okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Padding wise, right?
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Why can't we have nice things anymore?
Exactly.
Okay. I've just endured probably 2.5 hours on a flirt in the second most uncomfortable seat I've ever sat in my life. So, yeah. So this is quite a fucking upgrade.
And the ride quality is better.
Oh yeah. I don't know how this would do 100 miles an hour, but probably fall apart. But you know, still better than a flirt.
Still better than a flirt.
So yeah, we're gonna go up to wherever she said, because I've never been here in my life. Yeah.
Weybourne.
Weybourne.
Where
And
they filmed an episode of Dad's Army.
Dad's Army. Let's go to Weybourne then.
Right, we need to be ready to make a quick dash over to the other platform. Hercules already there. Right, there was a bit of a cock-up. So, for some reason, the austerity set did not stop at Weybourne. We meant to get off at Weybourne and head back to Sheringham to catch the double header. That's not happened. Now, we could head back to Sheringham on Betton Grange right now and still make it within 4 minutes. But what we're going to do instead is we're going to take this to Weybourne, do our original plan, and instead we're going to wait for the double header to come through at Weybourne so we're not rushing to get a place on it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of cursed. We're on
Some LNER coaches
being
behind
pulled
by a
the
new
Grange.
build.
A new build Western.
But while on some 120, 130-year-old LNER coaches.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds fine.
Sounds fine.
Sounds fine.
Sounds normal.
Yeah.
Better than a flirt.
It is actually. The posture's not that great, but the padding's somewhat adequate.
Yeah.
Definitely not as comfortable as the tiny platform. Definitely not as comfortable as the Mark 1 Suburban we were just sat in. That was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see you at Weybourne. Yeah.
See you at Weybourne.
We're on a Mark 1.
We're on the Mark 1 on the double header, but you can't hear anything because we're right at the back.
Yeah,
Because-
but that's part of the plan because it's then going to go down that end and be on that end, so now we're going to be at the front.
Yeah, and
So,
we're definitely going to window hang
great
that.
kind of idea.
Yeah, we're definitely going to window hang that.
Yeah, let's take almost your whole body out of the window. Joking, no, that's a
That would be irresponsible.
That'd be diesel veg. There's one diesel veg guy that thought it would be a really good idea to trespass on the
Oh my
railway just to have a
God.
look at the 37.
Yeah,
I mean,
was.
it's the first preserved 37 and that, but you know, that guy was a father, or is a father, and he literally went down to that 37 money. The stupidity of some people is truly incomprehensible.
Yeah, pulled by pre-austerity and Whistleington. Those are the last two we need to do. Right.
And I would have done all of this within a couple of hours.
Yeah. Right,
So-
pulling into halt. Let's get in position for the double header. Whittington. Right, and we're at Sheringham.
Again,
Yeah.
and we've had problems.
Yeah, it's been quite an eventful past, like, 3-ish hours.
Yeah.
Things went very quickly, so sorry we weren't able to, like, update you as things went along, but we'll give the rundown now. So so initially we were going to go to Weybourne and get a train back to Sheringham to then get the double header from Sheringham. For some reason, the austerity set went through Weybourne non-stop, which is something I have never seen happen apart from the Christmas lights trains. So that was weird. And then it got to halt. We made a mad dash for Betton Grange to get us back to Weybourne in time. We got to Weybourne, we got on the double header, but then the double header ceased to exist at Holt. It just they said no.
What's
they
that?
said that is
Betton Grange.
no, that's mini austerity.
Mini austerity.
So we thought it was going to go back to Sheringham, but it didn't end up going back to Sheringham. So we just ended up taking Hercules back to Sheringham, and then we spent money. I bought a Hornby Railways Hall class for only 30 quid. It's restored, and it's a newish model, can't see a date on it, but newish model and old tooling.
And I just brought a bunch of wagons. We're now going to go to the pub. Or we'll go to the pub later. Well, first we're going to spend even more money. Try and get on Wissington, because we need to get on that. Then we'll go to the pub.
What we're trying to do is we're trying to tick every traction. And so what we've done Betton Grange.
Yeah.
We've done 7F.
Yeah.
We've done Hercules.
Yeah.
We've done austerity.
And also the pre-austerity.
We've done the pre-austerity because that was on top of the tail, but for formality's sake, if we're able to, we'll do pre-austerity when it's actually pulling. But you know, that's like just to finish it. We have done it, and then the other one we've done. Yeah, the other one we need to do Wissington. So
that's an absolute priority at the moment.
Yes, Wissington is an absolute priority.
Bus. Right.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna wait for Wissington, or the old austerity just came in. If that turns around, I say we take that to Weybourne and then get whatever's pulling back to Weybourne. Probably Betton Grange, I think. Get Betton Grange back into Sheringham, spend more money, wait for Wissington.
Yeah.
Or if
Or we
that
just spend
doesn't
more money
happen,
now,
then
or-
you'll find out what happens in the next sort of big update section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're now going to tell you to fuck off. We'll be back in a minute, alright?
Yeah. Fuckity bye.
This is the nicest train seat I've sat in. This is better than the other Mark 1 Suburban seat we sat in earlier.
And
This
that's
is-
saying something, because
and
that was good.
that was heavenly. This is Mark 1 Suburban first class. So this is even better.
This is like
This is not
no notes. This is just perfect.
This is not, you know, an IET seat where you get extreme, you know, cock and ball torture and all that. Yeah, this is I could sleep exactly like this and have no problems whatsoever.
Oh yeah,
I could sleep in one of these seats. Even upright, I could sleep in one of these seats, and
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of sleeping upright.
this is the most comfortable train seat I've ever sat in.
We're going literally on the other side of that wall. We've got pre-prototype austerity thing.
Yeah, which a few years ago was saved from scrap. Like, that thing was going to be scrapped and the North Norfolk Railway saved it, and it's only just re-entered service. Like,
So
it re-entered service this year.
they've also got a horse's head hanging out the back window.
Yeah, because it's Needstead.
Thought I might as well just clarify that that's not a real horse head.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, some people think I'm actually that serious.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is nice.
this is very nice.
We're now going to go for another train journey
Yeah,
again.
I like trains.
I've been on a train since 6:45 this morning, and it's what time now?
I've been on a train since.
It's about 4:00.
I've been on a train since 6:45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. It's a shame because It's a shame because the Greater Anglia train really fucked my back up, but
This will heal your back.
this will heal my back. You also will notice how in this video we've used no music whatsoever because there's been zero need to.
Yeah, well, we used music in the intro, but that's because I documented my entire journey here for the funnies. But everything since we got here, there's been no music because you don't need
it.
Because
you do not
steam
need
trains
it.
are an entirely different breed.
Yeah.
The steam train is the music.
Hey, we'll see you later.
See you later. Bang on the minute. Right, this feels awfully familiar. Getting off Newstead and heading to Kellingheath Holt. I wonder when this happened in the video before.
What?
I did this before you got here.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah.
To get the 7F. Basically, we're heading to the same spot and we're gonna get Betton Grange going through, which is gonna look lovely.
Then we're going to come back and get in Whittington.
Yeah, and that will be all traction ticked off.
Yeah.
And then we can head home.
Or by the pub.
Oh yeah, first the pub. Of course,
Yeah.
pub first.
Absolutely. Pub's priorities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
we will
right.
see you
Later.
at Kellingheath Holt.
Yeah. Okay, so how many steps long is this platform? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That is the shortest platform I've ever been to.
Right, so we're now on our last train of the gala. We're
Yeah.
on
Mark
Betting
1
Range.
Suburban,
with
behind
Mark 1
Betting
Suburbans.
Range.
It could be very easy to sleep in these.
These are so
These are
heavy.
very sleepable.
They, like, honestly, Caledonian Sleeper, put these on your
Yeah.
sleeper train, I don't think anyone would complain.
I think the bounciness helps as well.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's not a violent bounciness like
Yeah, it's
the
not
Mark
like a
V.
flirt.
Yeah. And
Yeah?
It's not a violent bounciness like the Mark V's. This is a bounciness that sort of rocks you to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway, that's been the Steam Gala. What did you think of the 50th anniversary Steam Gala?
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. As a Tampa. So yeah, we'll wrap it up. Yeah.
We'll wrap it up here because
Yeah.
we have nothing else to do. This has been a great day out.
We're
Thank
now
you for
going to
joining
the
us.
pub.
We're going to the pub.
So
Right.
anyway,
Good.
bye.
Right, okay, so I've got noise suppression off because we've got the Greater Anglia First Class seat. We're going to show you how firm these seats are through the use of ASMR.
We are now approaching Disk.